What's going on, ladies and gents? This is Robert Sykes, who's currently doing the pull downs there in the video. I'm doing a voiceover recording for a back workout that we did yesterday. This video is also featuring Devin Perales, who has the red hair, and Nick Jefferson, who you'll see in the tank top. I don't normally do video workout sessions because, well, one, there's just so much stuff on the internet already. If you wanted to learn how to do a certain lift, then you'd be able to find something that probably has a better quality video and more descriptive. Super easy. So I don't normally do that. However, I'll just kind of make this a rant or a ramble about keto and just some details that pertain to it, and then I'll have a background video going of us doing a back workout. Little context here. This we did like I think 2 hours workout here, mostly back. I had a little calf sprinkled in and out, but I think my back's one of my better body parts, so this kind of give you a glimpse of what I do. I don't ever have a preset workout. I just kind of go in there and train instinctively. Generally speaking, I do 4 to 5 sets of everything. I think we only recorded a video of like the first set, so most of it's pretty light that you'll see. And I think we also did heavy sets. I recorded the heavy sets of deadlifts and rack pulls, but I normally do a 15, 12, 10, 8, or a 20, 15, 12, 10 4-set rep range. So a little pull down action here. So basically, I'm just going to kind of walk you through a few of the things that we do. Doing some lat pull over, cable pullovers rather. Here in the video. You can do this with dumbbells. I like it a lot with dumbbells. Often used for chest, but it's really good stretching movement. I normally don't go very heavy on this. I just kind of use it to loosen up the muscle fibers and kind of get my groove going. I don't really like this lift that you see here with the single arm cable pull downs. I think it hurts my shoulder. I know some people like it. I like doing single arms one at a time, but I don't like doing both at the same time. I greatly prefer the single bar pull down. But anyways, I'm just gonna be kind of rambling on here, so this is kind of a long video. If you don't like it, then turn it off. If you do like it, then stay tuned. But so basically, I'm a ketogenic bodybuilder. I've been ketogenic for the past year and a few months now, and I'm gonna launch my website. This will be live probably when the website's launched. It's at ketosavage.com. But there's a lot of miscommunication, misinformation, and misunderstanding out there in regards to the ketogenic diet and bodybuilding. So I would like to shed some light on the topic. First of all, a lot of people think that you can't get a pump when you're in ketosis because they attribute getting a pump to having, glycogen levels up there and ingesting a lot of carbohydrates. You can definitely get a pump with carbs, there's no doubt about it, but I get a really good pump and I haven't had carbs in over a year, so that's not mutually exclusive of having a good pump. Both Devin and Nick there are currently on a ketogenic diet that I've kind of set them up with. Nick's kind of playing around doing a cyclical keto diet, so like every 2 weeks he has like a carb day basically. I don't personally like that because it takes about 2 weeks for you to get fully keto adapted. So if you're going to have a carb refeed day, you have to spend another week and a half or so getting back into ketosis. So to me, it's just not advantageous. I just stick strictly to keto. But everybody's different. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's nutrition is different. So the main thing is just find out what works best for you and experiment with it and stick with it. There's no cookie cutter right or wrong way to do nutrition or fitness or lifting or anything for that matter. I mean, you just have to play around and see what fits your groove. Like looking at this video of us lifting, sometimes I'll be super strict on my range of motion and not use any momentum, and other times I'll use momentum. There's people that are diehard out there that, if you use momentum, you're cheating. If you're going too strict, then you can't lift as much weight. There's no right or wrong way to do any of it. Sometimes I'll do both. Sometimes I'll do a really strict set and then I'll do a really sloppy superset. They all engage slightly different muscle fibers. Obviously, you don't want to be so poor form that you injure yourself, but I've lifted long enough now that I'm pretty got a good grasp on what my body's capable of doing, and I haven't really had any substantial injuries, so I'm going to keep doing it the way I'm doing. So here we're doing just some barbell rows with Nick here doing 135. Like I said, we went up to I think 225 on this particular exercise, the barbell rows. Doing some cables. This was a triple set, so we did the single arm cables, the double arm cables, and the barbell rows all as one set. And I think we started at 20 reps on that. So, a little commentary there about the workout. Back to what I was referencing in regards to the keto. Actually, hold on, before I start with that, let's go over these deadlifts a little bit. Deadlifts are the best back workout you can do, bar none. Hands down, no questions asked, in my opinion. I do a close foot placement. Some people do a much wider, like sumo style deadlift. I think you could probably lift more weight doing that because you don't have to go up as high, and your center of gravity is kind of more in line with the weight. But I prefer a closer foot placement if I'm focusing on the lower back. I feel like it provides a greater range of motion. And as you see Devin here, and as you'll see me when I do the 405, I don't lock out of the top. It's like I almost stop before my body's fully erect. And I've tried multiple different things, and to me, to avoid injury, that's the best way to do it. Because when your body's fully erect, all that weight transfers from the muscle to your spinal column. And having done heavy weight, becoming fully erect, my back would always hurt the next day. I would feel like I just need to be stretched out. So when I go heavy now, I try and avoid locking out at the top of the movement. And that's not a partial rep, that's not a half rep, like you'll see it here. But I don't lock out at the top of the movement, I just keep the weight constantly on the muscle. And if hypertrophy and muscle development's your end goal, then that makes sense. So, yeah, see how I'm not locking my spine out. I wish I'd gotten footage from behind me so you could see how erect my body's getting, but I'll try not to lock my spine out. I think I did there a few times, but that was heavy. Alright, so enough of that. Basically, back to the keto. I like keto. I get a good pump. I PR'd on all my lifts since I've been in ketosis. I've continually gained muscle, gained strength. I feel significantly better. I have much more energy. The weight on the scale does not change near as much on keto. So like if your goal is just to see the number on the scale jump up 20 pounds, keto is probably not your goal. If it's to see it go down 20 pounds, then keto is definitely the ideal diet, in my opinion, because you can lose a lot of body fat if you have excess body fat to lose. I definitely feel like I've gained a lot of muscle strength and size, but like I said, the number on the scale doesn't change near as much because it's just a slower growth, but it's a more quality growth. You know, whereas before when I was eating carbs, I'd see the scale jump up quite a bit, but a lot of that was water, a lot of that was fat. It wasn't just like muscle, so it's hard to gauge. Not seeing the weight change as much is kind of disheartening, but then I take video footage of me, I look in the mirror, I look how I feel, I look at the weight that I'm pushing, and everything's gone up. So I have no doubt that I'm putting on muscle. So yeah, I'm gonna move my mouse here and see how much more video we got going here. I do apologize for the video being so long. It's just kind of, this is my first attempt at doing a voiceover with this software. So a lot of this video is just for me to kind of see how the software works and learn myself. So this is honestly probably more for me than just for you, so I can make better videos in the future. Another quick thing here about the workout. We're doing rack pulls here now, and I don't normally do rack pulls and deadlifts on the same day, but I was feeling pretty good that day, so I said to hell with it, we'll just give it a shot. Those safety bars are as low as they can go in that specific squat rack. So for me, being shorter than the other two guys, I have less of a range of motion, which is kind of unfair because it's easier for me to move the weight than it is for them. But rack pulls are good because it doesn't force you to have to go all the way down. So you're losing a little bit there in range of motion. You're losing a lot actually, but what it does do is it allows you to go heavy and really focus on that specific part of the lower back and engage that muscle with less risk of injury. So I like it. Like I said, I normally alternate between deadlifts and rack pulls each week, but yesterday we just felt good, so we did them both. And I normally just add a plate each set, and I do more than 4 sets on this because I go heavier than 4 plates. But anyways, so yeah, back to the keto diet. It's definitely a lifestyle thing. I mean, it's a lot more strict in the sense of what you can and can't eat, but in a very broad sense. Like, you can't eat carbs, but you can eat fat. The source of that fat is fairly flexible. I mean, I eat large quantities of bacon, butter, red fatty meats, 80-20 beef instead of 90. So you have a lot more open to you as far as the sources of your macronutrients, but it's more strict in the sense of you can't have as much variety in your macronutrients in the sense that you can't have carbs. But there's so many different ketogenic recipes out there. I mean, you could have full out pies and cakes and cookies and maintain a ketogenic state because there's recipes that don't have carbs in them. So this is 5 plates on each side, rack pulls, and as you can see, since I'm shorter and those bars are as low as they are, my range of motion is not that big at all. And I am locking it out at the top, but this doesn't hurt me near as much in the spine as it deadlifts, and I really feel the muscle engaging, so I do it. And again, I mean, if you're just getting into lifting and you don't really know what your body's capable of or what you've done before, then I definitely don't advise you to just go all out and lift as much weight as you can and have poor form. But if you're pretty familiar with yourself and what you're capable of, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a little sloppier and just engaging those deeper muscle fibers. Obviously, you don't want to make a habit of being sloppy, but if I'm sloppy one day and engage a heavier weight, then the next day I can come in and be stricter and get the same weight. That's kind of my philosophy towards the whole idea. So that's all I gotta say about that. Again, this video's I'm listening to the audio here and it's all over the place. This is 6 plates. I just figured I'd give it a shot. I've got it before pretty cleanly after, if I hadn't done deadlifts, but after doing deadlifts, this was really heavy and my range of motion was terrible. 2.5 reps there, if you could even call it that. But alright, so here's a little posing footage of me at the end. Again, this is what I really love about the keto diet. Here I am, straight up off season, and I'm this lean. I'm probably around 7 to 8% body fat, I would imagine. I've been hitting legs twice a week since my last show. Leg development has greatly improved. My calves, which are my trouble body part, which I pretty much hit every single day, they're starting to pop. My back and my arms have always been my best body parts, and they're still maintaining size and growing. But it's awesome, people, to be able to be on a keto diet, eat like 350 grams of fat a day, and look this lean. Right now, I'm 175, 5'7", and around 7% body fat, I would estimate. PR on all my lifts. Every week, I PR on something. And I feel good, have more energy, and life is good. Keto all the way, baby.